Why do so many students in Germany struggle to navigate the Germany job market? And why do so many on job seeker visa struggle to find a job in Germany? In fact, why do many people find a job in their first job application? It's not fair when you put in so much effort and still cannot find an internship, thesis, or a job position. Although you might think you are doing everything right, you still need to understand the foundations that really matter to navigate the German job market. In this video, I'll share a simple 3-step formula, and when you get this right, you potentially do not need to do much else. And the first part of this 3-step formula is understanding the system. The German job market is just as flawed as many others in the developed world. Certain fields in the market have a high demand and some have low. Some need years of experience and some have many job openings right now that even people without much experience can easily find a job if they play their cards right. For example, with the recent AI boom, people with skills in this specific job sector can find jobs quite easily. But who knows, this boom can quickly burst. Similar to the tech startup job sector, where people are facing a lot of layoffs at the moment. However, where there is a loss, there is also an opportunity. While news of layoffs can be discouraging, it's important to remember that the situation is not entirely bleak. As you'll discover in this video, there are positive aspects and potential solutions to counterbalance the challenges. By the way, if you're new to the channel, my name is Essen. I'm a researcher, and on this channel, we discuss how to succeed in Germany. Now, in addition to the news of layoffs, you will also find a number of people discouraging you regarding the German job market and spreading negativity. Perhaps those people genuinely believe that there is no hope for success in Germany, or maybe these people think that by discouraging others, they will find better opportunities. No one knows. But what you can do is to stop listening to the negative attitudes and surround yourself with positive influences. One of the most important things I found out about job, thesis, and internship positions in Germany is the hidden job market in Germany, or the verdeckte Stellenmarkt. Most of the jobs in Germany don't even make it to the job sections of the company's websites themselves, let alone the job portals that most of us use. Most employers in Germany prefer to hire someone they know. Hiring managers ask employees in the company whether they know someone who can fill up an upcoming vacancy. They also look into any students who might be doing an internship or a thesis within the company. I personally know dozens of cases where students were directly hired for a job. In fact, I got my first job in Germany like that. I didn't even apply for the job position. I was doing my thesis and the head of my group asked me if I wanted to join as a full-time employee. So what can you do if you are a student, a job seeker, or someone who wants to switch jobs is to increase the number of your network and find people in the field where you potentially want to work. Now that you understand the system, the second step of the 3-step formula is building your skills. You have heard it a million times, but I'll say it once again. If you want to work in Germany, you have to know the German language. As an expat, we are always looking for English-speaking jobs. In some fields, you might be able to find a job with just English, but if you are someone who wants to stay long-term or grow in the German market, you need to have a grasp of the German language. You don't have to have native German skills, but being able to express your ideas without any major hurdles will help you not only land your first job in Germany, it will also help you succeed faster than the candidates who only know the English language. Now, the most important skill you can utilize right now is hitting the like button and sharing this video with your friends. All jokes aside, you need to understand that employers in Germany prefer specialists and not jacks of all trades. I remember while I was working on my resume, I only identified the weaknesses and tried to work on them to strengthen them and to improve my resume. This is a good thing, but only focusing on my weaknesses, I missed out on the most important thing in my resume, and that was my strengths. Identifying your strengths and focusing on them can greatly increase your chances of landing your first job in Germany. Let me give you an example. If you are someone who knows how to program using Python and wants to land a job in the field of autonomous driving with Python programming skills, then you need to familiarize yourself with relevant libraries and frameworks in Python, such as TensorFlow, PyTorch, and OpenCV. On the other hand, trying to add other programming languages to your portfolio like C# and Embedded C might not be the right option for you in this situation. There are always exceptions, and there might be rare cases where a job might require these skills. But in most cases, it's better to be good at a few things than being average in many. But here again, you need to have a balanced approach to specialization. I remember talking to a student who had finished their master's degree. They had done automotive engineering and wanted to work in autonomous driving, but they did not have any prior experience in that area. They told me that they wanted to improve their resume by doing some side projects on their own. They created a GitHub account and started doing projects to strengthen their profile. We had a discussion after 6 months and they were still doing projects to improve their profile. Now this student was already 8 months into their job search visa and had not applied for any jobs. I insisted that they start applying for jobs immediately. They were hesitant to apply for jobs because now they had spent 8 months doing side projects in a very specific area of autonomous driving. And because of that, they had very limited options for job applications. At the end of the day, they couldn't find a job and had to leave Germany because their 18 months were over. This is a sad story indeed. But don't lose hope because this is just one story. There are hundreds, if not thousands of students who were able to find a job in Germany because they followed a balanced approach by improving their weaknesses and focusing on their strengths. The third step of the 3-part formula, and I think this might be the most important part, and that is embracing the journey. You need to understand that finding a job in Germany or succeeding in your professional life is a journey, and rejections are an important eventuality of this journey. I remember while applying for an internship position, I applied and got more than 40 rejections. This might be an extremely high number for some, but please understand that rejections are a part of the journey and you have to maintain a positive mindset. I got lesser rejections applying for my thesis position and even lower when I applied for a job. I know each rejection can be soul-crushing, especially if you are on the latter part of your job search visa. Please remember that in many cases, this rejection has nothing to do with you or your profile. As I mentioned earlier in the video, many job vacancies in Germany are filled through the hidden job market. In many cases, a hiring has already occurred even before a job has been posted on the company website or job portals. I know many cases where this has happened. In one case, an employee had already been hired and had been working for more than 3 months before a job posting for that specific job was placed on the company website and job portals like LinkedIn, Indeed, and Stepstone. Many applicants applied for that job posting, some even more qualified and fit perfectly for the job posting, but they were rejected simply because there was no job vacancy to be filled. Your rejection could be one of those cases where the job was already given to someone before you even apply. So stay consistent and committed to your goals, even in the face of rejections. Now this simple 3-step formula can help you navigate the German job market. But if your resume has one of the cardinal sins that no job applicant in Germany should have on their CV, then no matter how much effort you put into knowing the system, these mistakes will destroy your chances of landing a job in Germany. I share those mistakes and how to avoid them in this video. So thanks for watching, bleib gesund, and I'll see you in this video.